Chosen ones, hear this message. You are not here by accident. If you're reading this, it's because God has directed you to this moment. The journey you've been walking, the doubts, the trials, and the questioning of your worth has not been for nothing. God is moving in your life, and His plans for you are about to unfold in ways that will leave no room for doubt. For a long time, they misunderstood you. They questioned your decisions, doubted your purpose, and perhaps even made you feel like you didn't belong. At times, you may have questioned yourself too, but deep within, there was always a voice urging you to keep going, a quiet assurance that God was with you even when others didn't understand. Now the season of waiting is coming to an end. The prayers you've poured out, the faith you've held on to through every storm, are about to bear fruit. The same people who doubted your path will soon witness what God has been doing all along. This is not coincidence, it's divine intervention. God is about to demonstrate that His calling on your life is real, undeniable, and unstoppable. Every hardship, every tear, and every unanswered question has been shaping you for this moment. Just as gold is refined by fire, your challenges have been refining your character, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for something extraordinary. God never abandoned you. He was working behind the scenes, aligning circumstances and shaping you for His purpose. Remember, being chosen by God is not always easy. It often means walking a road that others don't understand. But take heart. Jesus Himself was misunderstood, mocked, and rejected by many. Yet He fulfilled His divine mission perfectly. In the same way, God's plan for your life is unfolding, even when it feels unclear to you or others. This is your time to rise, not for your own glory, but for the glory of the One who called you. Hold on to the truth that your worth is not defined by the opinions of others, but by the love and purpose God has placed on your life. The challenges you've faced were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to prepare you. So press forward with faith. Know that God's promises are true and His timing is perfect. What may have seemed like delays or silence was God preparing you for a breakthrough. Your journey is a testament to His power, His faithfulness, and His love. Now is the season for you to step into the purpose He has set before you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. Keep moving forward, for your faith has brought you here, and God's plan for you is greater than anything you can imagine. Amidst life's storms, God's plan remains steadfast and unshaken. While you may question His timing, He is faithfully working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail to align with His perfect will. God's timing is not ours to define. We often desire immediate answers and breakthroughs, wondering why delays occur. But His delays are not denials. They are part of a divine process. Just as a seed grows in the darkness of the soil before breaking into the light, so must we endure seasons of unseen growth before experiencing the fulfillment of God's promises. In the waiting, trust that God is preparing you for something far greater than you can imagine. The pain, the delays, and the challenges you have faced are not wasted. They are woven into His perfect plan. Hold on, because the answers to your prayers are closer than they seem. God is never late. He is always right on time. When your decisions or faith are questioned by others, it is not just a test of your choices, but of your trust in God. Doubt may creep in, yet it is in these moments of uncertainty that your faith is refined and strengthened. Faith is not proven in comfort, but in adversity. Trusting God in the storm reveals the depth of your belief far more than in times of ease. Every question, every doubt cast upon you is an opportunity for God to display His power in your life. You are not alone in this process. Consider the heroes of faith in Scripture: Abraham, Moses, David. They all faced doubts from others and even from within themselves, yet they pressed on, trusting God in the midst of uncertainty. Their faith was tested, and they emerged victorious. Just as they overcame, so will you. The weight of trials is the weight that builds stronger, deeper faith. The struggles you've endured, the pain, the uncertainty, the relentless challenges were not in vain. Each trial was part of a divine preparation for the breakthroughs now on the horizon. God does not waste pain. Every hardship was a lesson, a tool for shaping you, preparing you for what lies ahead. Just as a soldier trains for battle, you have been in God's training camp, learning endurance, resilience, and trust. Your perseverance is a testimony of God's faithfulness in your life. Think of the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. What seems like an agonizing process is preparation for flight. In the same way, your trials have been the beginning of a transformation that will reveal God's strength, wisdom, and purpose through you. Through every tear, every sleepless night, and every silent prayer, God has seen you. Even when you felt invisible to others, you were never hidden from Him. He has collected every moment of your pain and faith as precious treasures. God's love is unfailing. He sees you not as the world sees, but as you truly are, beloved, redeemed, and chosen. While others may misunderstand or judge your circumstances, God knows your heart, your struggles, and your victories. He has been with you every step of the way, guiding you through the trials and preparing you for what is to come. The time is near when you will see the fruits of your endurance. God's vision for your life is far greater than any human understanding or judgment. Trust in His plan, for it is rooted in love and eternal purpose. After the waiting, the doubting, and the trials, your breakthrough is coming. God hears the cries of His children and responds according to His perfect timing. What lies ahead is far beyond anything you could have imagined. Prepare your heart to witness the fulfillment of God's promises. Every struggle, every step of faith has positioned you for this moment of divine blessing. God is answering your prayers. The journey has been challenging, but it has shaped you for what's to come. Trust in His perfect plans and His flawless timing. What awaits you is not only a breakthrough that will amaze you with His goodness and faithfulness, but also a transformation within yourself. The person you are today, stronger, wiser, and more steadfast, is being prepared to embrace the blessings He has in store. There were times when doubts crept into your heart, whispering uncertainty and making you question the path you were on. You may have wondered, is this truly God's plan for me? Am I moving in the right direction? The tension between faith and fear felt overwhelming. Yet even in those moments, God was guiding you. Every step, even when uncertain, was part of His divine design. Trusting God's plan is rarely easy when His answers seem delayed or unclear. But faith grows in those unseen moments when we take steps forward, believing He is leading us. Your doubts were not failures. They were part of the process, building a faith that is unshakable. Looking back, you can now see the evidence of His hand in your life, unexpected opportunities, open doors, and moments of peace amidst chaos. These were His quiet assurances that you were on the right path. Patience is a virtue often spoken of, but not easily practiced, especially when waiting feels like time standing still. While others seem to move ahead, it can be tempting to lose hope. Yet God uses seasons of waiting to shape your character, deepen your trust in Him, and prepare you for the blessings ahead. Waiting is not about passive endurance, it's about active trust in God's perfect timing, knowing that He is working behind the scenes. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a strong tree, so do God's promises take time to be fulfilled. During this waiting, He is refining you, aligning circumstances, and preparing everything for your breakthrough. Take heart and remember, God is never idle. He is always working for your good, molding you into the person ready to steward His blessings. Your story will soon reflect His grace and power in a way that points others to His glory. Every moment of waiting holds purpose. It is sacred time in the hands of a loving Father who knows the perfect moment to release His blessings. Facing criticism can be one of life's most difficult challenges. When others point out your flaws, question your potential, or attack your character, it may feel deeply personal. Yet, your worth is not determined by the opinions of others. You are chosen by God, and often, the criticism you encounter is a reflection of your journey toward a path that others may not understand. However, misunderstanding does not diminish the value of your steps. Rising above criticism doesn't mean denying the pain it causes. It means refusing to let it define you. True strength comes from understanding your identity in Christ. Just as Jesus endured rejection, mockery, and judgment, you too may face opposition. Criticism can become a tool for growth, a reminder that God is elevating you to places not everyone will comprehend. Those who criticize often do so out of fear or discomfort with the greatness God is cultivating in you. Keep your focus on Him, for it is His validation that truly matters, not the opinions of others. Pain, though difficult, often serves a divine purpose in the lives of God's children. It is not random, it is intentional. Each struggle, heartbreak, and season of brokenness has been part of God's transformative work in your life. In moments of suffering, we are tempted to ask, "Why me?" or "When will this end?" Yet God, who sees the beginning and the end, is using every challenge to prepare you for what lies ahead. Your pain has been a refining fire, burning away fear and doubt, and building within you the strength and resilience to carry the weight of the blessings to come. Consider the caterpillar, which must endure the struggle of emerging from its cocoon to become a butterfly. That painful process is what allows it to fly. In the same way, God has used your trials to prepare you for greater things. Trust His timing, His purpose, and His love, knowing that every step of your journey, no matter how difficult, has been leading you toward His ultimate plan for your life. Your pain has been the crucible preparing you for a new season of purpose and greatness. The waiting is over, your prayers are being heard, and God is answering every cry, every tear, and every act of faith. What felt impossible is now unfolding as God opens doors no one can shut and pours out blessings far beyond what you could have imagined. This is not just a time of receiving, but a season of transformation, where God's faithfulness becomes undeniably evident in your life. You've endured trials, persevered through doubt, and trusted in the unseen. Now, the season of testing is giving way to one of abundance and joy. The promises you clung to in faith are coming to pass in ways that will leave you in awe of God's goodness. Don't be surprised when blessings begin to overflow into your life, as every hardship you've faced has prepared you for this moment. You're stepping into a season of reward, where the seeds of faith you planted in tears are now bearing fruit. The journey hasn't been easy, full of detours, delays, and moments of uncertainty. Yet even in the silence, God was at work, orchestrating every step for your good. Each lesson learned during the waiting was vital preparation for the answered prayers and breakthroughs now manifesting in your life. Trusting God's process means recognizing that even the setbacks were part of His divine plan. What once seemed impossible is now becoming your reality, as God demonstrates His faithfulness in ways that go beyond human understanding. This is a divine shift, a turning point in your life where the supernatural power of God is bringing things into alignment. The miracles you've read about in Scripture are no longer just stories, they are becoming tangible realities in your life. What was once out of reach is now within your grasp. The doors that were shut are opening, and the dreams that felt distant are now being fulfilled. God's favor is unfolding in your life, creating a perfect storm of blessings, opportunities, and breakthroughs. You've fought through pain, doubt, and uncertainty, and now is the time to embrace the victory God has prepared for you. This victory is not the result of your strength alone, but a testament to God's unwavering faithfulness. The hardships and waiting weren't wasted. They were necessary to shape you for the blessings you are now walking into. Celebrate this new chapter, knowing it's not the end but the beginning of even greater things to come. God's goodness will continue to overflow in your life, proving that His timing is always perfect and His promises never fail. You may have felt that rejection after rejection, door after door closing, left you stuck in a place where nothing good could ever flourish. But what you didn't see was that every no was God's way of redirecting you towards something far greater than you could have imagined. When the world turned its back and shut its doors, God was quietly working behind the scenes, preparing the perfect opportunity, the perfect moment, and the perfect path for you to walk through. At the time, it may have felt confusing or even painful, but every instance of rejection was not an end. It was a divine stepping stone, carefully positioned to guide you toward the incredible yes that God had planned for your life. His yes carries more power and authority than all the no's you could ever encounter. When God says yes, no earthly force, no person, and no circumstance can stand in the way of His divine plan for you. His yes is not just permission, It is the key that opens doors no one else can shut, the breakthrough that no obstacle can prevent, and the divine confirmation that your purpose is in alignment with His perfect will. As the doors of destiny begin to open before you, you will look back on every closed door and thank God for it. Without those no's, you would never have reached the glorious yes He had prepared for you all along. Every rejection was a step toward the victory that He had ordained. Your triumph will become undeniable proof that God's yes is worth every single no you ever heard. While others chose the easy, well-trodden paths, you found yourself walking a road that was different, unfamiliar, and often lonely. The journey wasn't easy, and there were moments when you questioned why your path had to be so unique. You watched others take what appeared to be simpler routes, and the temptation to follow them was strong. Yet, deep within, you knew that the road God had chosen for you was different for a reason. It wasn't meant to look like anyone else's because your calling is unlike any other. This road less traveled is not one of ease, but one of profound purpose. It is the path where God shapes and refines you in ways that the popular path never could. When you walk in solitude, you uncover hidden reserves of strength, resilience, and faith. These are qualities that remain dormant on paths of comfort, but are brought to life through the trials and challenges of the road you've been called to walk. This is the path of transformation, where every difficulty you face becomes preparation for the greatness God has planned for you. On this journey, you discover that the struggles, the people you encounter, and the lessons you learn are all threads in the tapestry of your divine purpose. You are being molded into someone extraordinary, someone whose life will leave a lasting imprint on the world. Every twist, every turn, and every unexpected detour is part of God's intricate design to prepare you for a destiny that is uniquely yours. The road may feel uncertain at times, but it is leading you to a place of divine fulfillment, a place where your unique calling will shine brightly and where God's glory will be magnified through your life in ways you could never have imagined. This is the road that leads to your divine destiny, and as you embrace it, you will come to see how perfectly God's plan was woven into every step you took. There was a time when everything around you seemed dark. The storms of life raged, and it felt as though the clouds would never break. Confusion and fear loomed over you, and no matter how hard you tried, the way forward seemed completely obscured. Yet, in that very darkness, God was at work, preparing to bring His brightest light into your life. The storms that swirled around you weren't there to destroy you. They were sent to strengthen you. The winds of adversity were not a sign of God's absence. They were the tools He used to refine your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for what was to come. The darkness you endured was not a void of His presence, but the perfect backdrop for His light to shine most brilliantly. Through the storm, your faith was tested and made unshakable. Every moment you held on, even when it felt like all hope was gone, you were being prepared for the breakthrough that lay just ahead. The storm may have seemed endless, but it was pushing you closer to the moment when God's light would flood your life and transform everything. When the storm finally subsided and you stepped into the light of God's presence, you realized that you were no longer the same person who had entered the storm. You emerged stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle the blessings and responsibilities that awaited you. The darkness had not defeated you. It had been used to reveal the strength, resilience, and faith that God had been cultivating within you all along. Now, as you stand in the glow of His light, you can look back with gratitude. Every challenge, every dark moment, and every trial was part of God's perfect plan to prepare you for this season of victory. The darkness was never meant to destroy you. It was there to show you the depth of God's power and the unshakable foundation of His love. There is a light within you, a light you may not have fully recognized before, but it has always been there, faithfully guiding your steps. Every scar, every wound, and every moment of pain you have endured has played a crucial role in shaping the person you are today. These trials and struggles, though difficult, were not without purpose. There were moments when you felt as though your story was one of defeat, overshadowed by tragedy and marked by relentless hardship. It seemed easy to believe that the pain would define you, to let it tell the world who you were. But in truth, the power of your story lies not in the pain itself, but in how you responded to it. You refused to let it be the final chapter. Instead, you allowed it to become the fire that refined you, the fuel that propelled you toward discovering your greater purpose. Your story is not merely about what happened to you, it is a testament to how you overcame adversity. It is a story of triumph, one that reflects the resilience of the human spirit and the divine strength that empowers you to rise again after every fall. Each setback became a stepping stone, and each moment of doubt was met with courage to press forward, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Through the pain, you discovered a deep well of purpose that now fuels your life. Without the challenges, you would never have uncovered the vast reserves of strength within you or come to appreciate the profound beauty of your resilience. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every wound is a witness to God's grace sustaining you through the darkest valleys. When you share your story, it not only brings healing to your own soul, but it becomes a source of hope and restoration for others. Your pain transforms into a bridge, one that connects you to those who are broken-hearted, those still fighting their battles, and those searching for a glimmer of hope. Your victories, won by grace, become a beacon of light, pointing others to the truth that they too can overcome. Your story is not just yours. It is a testimony of God's faithfulness. It reveals His power to redeem even the most painful chapters of life and transform them into something meaningful and beautiful. You are living proof that God can take what the enemy meant for harm and use it for good. The darkest moments of your life have become the brightest demonstrations of His grace, love, and redemptive power. There are moments in life when everything begins to align, when it feels as though heaven itself is moving on your behalf. In those moments, you can see clearly that God's hand has been guiding you all along, and nothing can stand in the way of His plans for you. When God moves, His power is unstoppable. His will prevails, and no force in heaven or on earth can thwart His purposes. God's transformative work in your life isn't just about changing circumstances, it's about changing you. His movement brings healing where there was brokenness, restoration where there was loss, and breakthroughs in ways you never thought possible. The waiting, the struggles, and the uncertainty were not wasted. They were all part of God's divine plan to prepare you for this moment, a moment when His power would be revealed so undeniably that it leaves no room for doubt about who is in control. When God opens a door, no one can shut it. When He speaks, the earth trembles in reverence. His power is absolute, and when the time comes for your breakthrough, even the heavens will align to fulfill His perfect will. No enemy, no obstacle, and no setback can stop what God has ordained for your life. This is a season of divine movement, a season where barriers crumble, prayers are answered, and God's perfect plan unfolds before your eyes. Embrace it with faith and awe, knowing that the one who holds the universe also holds your future. His plans for you are good, to give you hope and a future. Though the future may feel uncertain and the path ahead unclear, take heart in knowing that God is already there. Every step forward, though it may feel like stepping into the unknown, is guided by His hand. Fear may whisper doubts, but trust in His promise that He will never leave nor forsake you. His plans for your future are far greater than anything you could imagine, and His love will lead you every step of the way. God has placed you exactly where He wants you to be, and trusting His plan means releasing the urge to control every detail of your life. Instead, allow Him to guide you into places you could never have envisioned on your own. Trusting God is about surrendering your own vision and believing that His plan is infinitely greater. While the unknown can feel intimidating, it's also where God performs His greatest works. It is in these moments of uncertainty that His presence becomes most tangible, and His provision is revealed in ways that comfort and routine cannot offer. As you step into uncharted territory, remember, you are never alone. God walks beside you, leading each step. His plan is full of hope, purpose, and a future more glorious than you can imagine. Embrace the unknown, for it is the space where God's miracles unfold and your greatest blessings await. What may have once appeared as rejection, those closed doors that felt like the end of the road, were actually God's way of redirecting you towards something better. Looking back, you can see how every closed door was part of His divine plan to lead you to the right opportunities. What seemed like setbacks were actually stepping stones, moving you closer to His purpose for your life. God's ways are higher than ours, and His plans exceed our greatest aspirations. Every disappointment was, in fact, a gift, a redirection that protected and prepared you for the destiny He designed. The doors that once felt like obstacles were never meant to hold you back. They were meant to guide you towards something far more wonderful than you could have imagined. Embrace closed doors with gratitude, for they are evidence of His loving care and sovereign guidance. While we often look for dramatic miracles, the kind that are impossible to miss, God frequently works in the quiet moments, the ones unnoticed by the world. These subtle miracles, though unseen, are just as significant as the loud, attention-grabbing ones. God is constantly moving behind the scenes, aligning circumstances, preparing your heart, and opening doors you haven't even realized exist. These hidden acts of grace form the foundation for the breakthroughs ahead. Trust that God is working in the quiet, and know that every small blessing and every step forward is part of His divine design. The greatest miracles often arise when we least expect them, and the unseen ways God is working will carry you to the next stage of His purpose for your life. Your faith holds immense power, a force capable of moving mountains, transforming circumstances, and altering the course of your life. Faith in God unlocks the supernatural, enabling you to achieve what seems impossible. The power that lives within you through faith is the same power that spoke the universe into existence, but faith is not passive, it is active and alive. It moves, shapes, and transforms. With faith, you step out, trusting that God will direct your every move. Faith gives you the courage to see beyond your present challenges, hope for the impossible, and rise above every obstacle. The mountains before you are not as immovable as they seem when you rely on the power of faith. Through faith, you can overcome anything, achieve what seems unattainable, and witness God's mighty hand in your life. Let your faith grow, for it is the key to your breakthrough. Those mountains standing in your way are ready to be moved. It all begins with trusting God and the power He has placed within you.